Greetings from Cybertron. This is SoundJack here with a review of the Transformers Titans Return Deluxe Class Hyperfire and Blurr. So, this is a very G1 accurate update of Blurr, and the original toy of him was released in 1986 to coincide with the movie, and then in 1987 he got re-released with Haywire, not Hyperfire, as a Target Master. So with this whole Headmaster gimmick being re-brought up, they decided instead of giving him a partner that turns into a gun, he decided to just change it so that his partner turns into his Titan Master head. So let's get started by looking at Hyperfire himself. And Hyperfire looks very, very nice. The visor, unfortunately, isn't painted, but it's like the blue that it probably would have been painted, so that's fine. And then he gets a lighter blue fate mouth and nose going on there. There's some nice silver detailing, silver painting going on along the arms, and then there's a little bit of black for the lower legs. And then the rest is unpainted detail, but there's some very nice detail going on along here. And then there is Blurr's head centered upon his back. And that is what's up with Hyperfire. So now to get a closer look at Blurr. It's a very, very sleek Cybertronian car going on here. You got the same basic blue that was going on with Styler. And that makes up the majority of the body. You got the light blue going on. Some kind of grayish, bluish something going on here and around the windows. I'm not sure exactly what to call that color. And even in the camera, it looks a bit more purple with this lighting, but it's not really that purple in person. But there's also this Autobot symbol right here. This dark blue fin antenna thing going on. And that's pretty much all there is to paint, but there's some very neat detailing going on around Blurr, like these vents going on there, the thrusters that are the same that were on Brainstorm, and then a lot of underside kibble and bits going on there. He does have 3 wheels. He does have the 3 wheels, so he is able to roll like a car should. And in terms of accessories, he comes with the same type of gun that was with Brainstorm, a kind of Seeker-looking null ray type weapon. And for this, it's able to plug into the sides of the vehicle and underneath the vehicle with this tab going into this hole, and then just sitting right there. So you get a little bit of a gun going out in front of the vehicle. And that's fairly neat. Blurr also has these pegs going on here. And if you look at the underside of any of the Time Masters, they got these little pegs going on there. So Hyperfire is able to stand on the side of Blurr like so. And these are things Brainstorm doesn't have. I thought I had forgotten to mention that when I reviewed Brainstorm, but Brainstorm doesn't have any pegs like that anywhere along the vehicle body, which is surprising since most other Time Master figures have some form of peg attachment like that. And also combinations for Hyperfire in vehicle mode. If you get him in a seating position, he will sit inside the cockpit like so. If you get the I'll show it when I pull him up, but if you get the little tab at the back of his legs into a slot right next to that gap right there is how you got to get him situated so as he doesn't fall out of his sleek futuristic sports car body. But yeah, that's all there is to say for vehicle mode. So let's get into some size comparisons. If you'll stand there. Here they are with Legends Class Bumblebee. You can see how that scales. Deluxe Class Chrome Dome. See, Blur is a bit longer, but Chrome Dome is wider. Voyager Megatron. You can see Megatron's only just longer, but certainly more bulky. Leader Class 6-shot. Oh, we're reviewing Blur, not Megatron. Leader Class 6-shot with Blur. Let's get this camera up. Blur, you stay. You don't run away with your super speed. And quickly, quick comparison between Autobot, Tesla, and Hyperfire next to each other. And you can see the similarities going on between them, the same mold, just different paint applications and different molding, and then obviously the different face on the back. So that's all there is to say on the vehicle mode. So let's roll right along to the robot mode. So what's going to happen, we're going to put him off to the side, and then we're going to come and split. We're going to pull these sides out. And then we're going to come down underneath, and we're going to split the body like so. And those tabs go into those slots inside. We're going to flip this all the way down. And we're going to split this here. And we're going to fold this thin antenna thing inside the leg. And like with Brainstorm, remember to put that in when you're going in robot mode and pull it out when you're going to vehicle mode, because something might get damaged going one way or the other if you don't. But you close that, and then you fold the foot down. You repeat that on this side, you close that, and you fold the foot down like so. Continuing on, we're going to fold down this entire nose cone section. It's going to fold down on that double hinge, and this front wheel will go into that gap right there. And then we're going to come to the sides, and then these tabs will go into those slots right there. It's going to all tab together. Repeat that on the other side. It'll fold these bits back out of that on that double hinge. Repeat that on the other side. It's a lot like Brainstorm. It's very much like Brainstorm. If you saw that review, open the cockpit, fold the seat down, and fold the cockpit back down. And there you have Blur done. Now we got to get Hyperfire in here, and we're going to fold him in half. Oh, I did forget to go over the articulation for Hyperfire. So quickly, he's got the same articulation as Tesla did. He's got the ball jointed shoulders that allows his arms to go out like that. Allows them to angle to the side that much. Allows him to bend his knees forward, legs forward that far, and back that far, and then has double jointed knees basically, so as he can fold. So now that using the articulation, you fold him in half to transform him, and for him, special thing for him, you pull that up to complete Blur's head, and then you stick it into the Time Master slot, and there you have Blur in his robot mode. If the camera will focus. Yeah, there we go. Blur in his robot mode, and he looks blue. He looks very, very blue. There was so much color and color differentiation, even though they were various shades of blue, that like broke up the vehicle really nicely, and not a lot of that really transitions into Blur's robot mode. So let's take a closer look. As you can see, you got the Blur face going on. You got light blue on the face itself, and then more regular colored blue going on in those eyes, and it's kind of hard to see because it's indented a fair bit. You go down, you got the chest, you got where Brainstorm's Autobot symbol was, but Blur doesn't have any Autobot symbols on his front in robot mode. He's still got the big one on the back. You see all the details on the arms, the very blue arms. You got the detail on the legs. On the lower legs, you get a little bit of different, you get a bit of a darker blue going on here, and then you get a little detail right there with a little silver red and light blue. And then there's the feet, and then there's the rest of the body. And that's all there is to Blur. He doesn't have a whole lot to him. He's got the neat little head thing going on, but especially with like how well Brainstorm was, this is kind of bland, especially with the colors being not that popping. There should have been, like, I would have liked something to break it up a little bit, like a little bit of light blue going on in places and whatnot. The Japanese version is a whole lot nicer. But articulation wise, I did forget to go over Hyperfire's head articulation. That's on a ball joint, which allows both Hyperfire and Blur's head to rotate 360 and like bobble on the sides, to the sides and up and down a little bit. Arms can rotate a full 360. They're on a hinge that allows them to pivot out, like so. There is bicep swivel, allows the arm to rotate a full 360. You can bend the elbows a full 90 degrees. There is a wrist articulation. It allows the wrist to rotate full 360. Going on to the legs are able to go forward that far, backward that far, outward that far. A thigh swivel allows Blur's legs to rotate a full 360. It's got knees that allows him to bend more than 90 degrees. I think that's like 120 I said last time. And a little bit of foot articulation, if you want to count that as foot articulation. Sure. For accessory, for his weapon, you can hold his weapon in his hand like so. You can also stick it in the same side that he was able to in his vehicle mode. You can store it on this backpack like so, and kind of a little bit awkward with the blaster sticking out there, but you can store it there. But for accessories as well, now that this is in robot mode, you can pull this entire section off with these two gaps going onto these two tabs right there, and that headpiece like to fall down on Blur. And then you can use this peg and stick it in the sides of his arms, and gives him a shield to use against things that are attacking him. So that's something neat. As well, I'm going to decapitate Blur really quick here. Put him up to the side. Like Brainstorm, this shield bit also becomes like a sled for the Time Master partner. So you're going to fold that like skid down. You're going to fold the skid down from here, and you can just grab on right there and fold that down like so. You're going to fold Hyperfire out to a good seating position, like that. And you're going to sit him right in that gap right there and tab it in like so. Put the gun on there, and then you got a little sled skid thing for Hyperfire to use. It's weird, but hey, they're doing something with it. So let's put Blur back together, because I'm sure Blur would appreciate not getting knocked over. And put his head back on. And then let's get on to some size comparisons. Here he is with Legends Class Bumblebee. It comes up to the waist. Deluxe Class Chromed up. Up to tip two. Almost fell over there. They're basically head height. They're basically the same height. Even the shoulders are basically the same height. Leader Class Megatron. Certainly a fair bit taller. Coming up Blur, making it up to like these stickers almost. Leader Class 6 Shot. Blur making it basically up to these skirt panels. And there, whoop, more of 6 Shot there. Brainstorm. Where while we're here, we'll take a good look at the differences between the two of them. You can see certainly the different faces. The chests are the same, the arms are the same, the lower arms are the same, the upper arms get a bit different with these wings and that, but the engine, even the engines are different with that detail, hold on, that molding being a bit higher and there being detail further in Blur's. Legs are the same, but with different details on different sticker details on them, or tampograph details, or whatever they are on the lower legs. The backs of their arms are a bit different with like these bits right there. And then also, of course, the cockpit canopy things are very, very different. But still with a lot of different tooling, but just have the same functional bit to have them do the same gimmick. Yeah, that's those two. And of course, mascots Soundwave and Wheeljack. If there's some focus. Yep, and there he's with them. And overall, I have to say, Blur's cool. Blur's cool. He's not awesome, but he's cool. He's a nice figure. He's a nice character to get a figure of. It's just Brainstorm makes the figure work better because it's just got more color and more to it than than what Blur's got going on here. He's rather bland with this just full, pretty flat blue color scheme going on. And I wish they made him pop out more because he's a cool figure. And I'm certain just a better coat of paint would have made him look, would have been made more favorable to me. But he still transforms good. He transforms well, and he looks all right. It's just the paint. I can't go on enough about the paint. So I think that's all I have to say about Blur. So thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, please like and share this video and subscribe to the channel. You can also follow me on Twitter and Instagram at SoundJack426. Also, please consider donating on my Patreon page to help support the channel. All of the links will be in the description below. Thanks for tuning in. This is SoundJack signing off.